Hello, in this video I'll show off the line from London Waterloo to Portsmouth Harbour. We'll follow a slow train through inner London, and then when we start to get to the outskirts we'll switch to a faster train which will take us to Portsmouth. Now, it's been some time since I've been able to make a video, so I should say a bit about the progress that's been made on this map since then. Last time we took a tour around Kent, around the completed Kent lines. Since then, we've basically expanded in an arc around the south of London. So all the lines to Brighton are in operation. The lines between, for instance, Brighton, Hastings and Ashford, and also between Brighton and Portsmouth. And so the extent of my progress so far is this line to Portsmouth. The next stage is going to be the lines to Southampton, Bournemouth and Weymouth, which are not operational yet. So as we're going through outer London on these lines, there'll be fewer trains than will eventually be running on this southwest main line. So we've switched over to the faster train now. Since it's been a while since I was able to make a video, I thought I'd say a few things to remind about the features of this map. So this map is intended to be as accurate as possible a reconstruction of the British rail network in Simutrans to scale. So the scale is about 120 meters per tile. Now what that means, of course, is that the stations are a little longer than they would be in reality, and the tracks are quite a bit wider than they would be in reality. For the most part, that's not a problem, but in some busy urban areas, things are a lot more crowded than they would otherwise be, as you no doubt noticed while we were going through southwest London. It also means that near the London terminuses, where there are typically lots of tracks, we have to put some of the lines underground. So that's why stations like Clapham Junction and Waterloo seem to be much smaller than you would expect them to be. Some of the lines there were underground. That's simply unavoidable at this kind of scale. But the simulation is not supposed to just be one of scale here, but also one of operation. So as close as possible, this map is supposed to simulate an off-peak timetable on the British rail network. Somewhat to my surprise, it is actually highly possible to simulate the accurate timetable at a fairly decent level of accuracy. It's not precise. You'll see at the end of this video that our train to Portsmouth arrives a few minutes earlier than it should do and has to wait for a platform before it can enter its final destination at Portsmouth Harbour. But on the whole, I've been pretty astonished with the level of accuracy that is possible. The credit for that is entirely due to the people who've been developing Simutrans Experimental over the past few years to make it into the accurate simulator that it is. The fact is that it's only because the tools are so good that a map of this detail is possible. The fact that you can simply plug in the real-life features of the trains, such as their speed and power, and put them on tracks which are of a realistic speed limit, and they will arrive at the destinations in the times they would expect it to, it might sound simple, but it's frankly remarkable that this simulator can do that. So I take this map to be just a demonstration of what is possible with the powerful tools that Simutrans Experimental gives you. A kind of a demonstration of just how powerful a program it's become. So with all that rambling, the train has now arrived at Portsmouth Harbour, and we've seen the extent of the Portsmouth main line. The next video I have planned is of the Brighton main line, and I'll do my best to make sure that the gap before that appears is much smaller than this has been. Thank you for watching.